Hello everyone, Barbara Drake here. I want to show you what I have been working on. I'm not going to be making a card in this video. I'm going to show you what I have been working on. Now that the new catalog has arrived, and as a demonstrator we can pre-order some items, and hopefully you have a catalog because it's going to start on May 3rd, which is very, very soon. So then we can purchase more stuff in the catalog that we couldn't get through pre-order. But anyhow, this is one of the sets that I got called Wild and Sweet. It has the panda, the raccoon, and the koala bear. And they are cling stamps. So the first card that I made, I also used Nature's Print, which is a new set that's going to be in the new catalog, and I used this fern here. And after stamping it out in Memento, I masked it. Look at my poor mask here. Because I stamped it first, then I realized I wanted to have a background that looked like a sky. And so I actually used the Retired Seaside Spray because the Balmy Blue you could use, but I preferred to use that one. And I used blends on all of the cards that I made using this set right now. And for the tree, I used the ivory for the tree on the blends. And then for the bear, on some of the spots, the panda bear, on some of the spots that maybe didn't fill in so well, I used the gray granite in light. And I used, I think, garden green. I used for the ferns. And I used the new Parakeet Party, the bright green, for the leaves. And I think that is it. The World Needs More of You came from Free as a Bird, which is in the catalog now, but as of when I checked this morning, it has already sold out. And I used the embossing folder on this banner here, Granny Apple Green, and this is coming back, the Fern 3D embossing folder, which is beautiful. I heat embossed the World Needs More of You. That was the first card that I made on this set. Now, let's see, the second card that I made for the koala bear. I used several things on this one. First, I used Early Espresso, and then this pattern paper was the 6x6 that comes out. In each year they have a different design, which I don't know if they have any of those left or not. The embellishment here, this was in good taste. It used to be on the clearance rack, but when I checked this morning it was also gone. These are the in good taste elements, the little wooden pieces. I use that down there. The frame that I used on this is in the new catalog. These are called the Fabulous Frames. Now this frame here, I thought it was just going to cut out one piece like this, but it doesn't. It cuts the inside out also. So as you can see here on this koala bear, you can see I went ahead and put dimensionals on it because I raised it up. So it's going to cut that inside out. So you could not put dimensionals on it, or put dimensionals on the outside of the frame and put this down on the inside, or leave the whole thing flat. The leaves were from that I die cut out. They are also from a new set that's dies that are coming out in the new catalog called Seasonal Labels Dies. And I stamped that fern that was from the Nature's Prints. Once I cut them out, I just took that fern stamp and went over it just to give it, you know, that it didn't look so plain. Then I ran it through the fern embossing folder. So let me show you these dies that are going to be coming out. There's 14, 19 dies in this set. But even the die there in the middle, I can't even get them out. My magnet's too strong. This sakes alive. Here we go. Like this one here, that's a really nice die. And this looks like a pine cone. I didn't get the stamp set. Actually, I don't think we could as a pre-order. I have to get it on the next one. But these here. But I used this leaf here die to cut those out. I'm not about to put that back in there. It'll take me forever. So, let me see what else. I just kind of sponged over some probably crumb cake on that for the inside piece there. And I used light cinnamon cider, which I'm not sure if they even have any more of these left or not, because this color is getting ready to retire. I used that for the tree, and the light gray granite on the panda, or the koala bear, and a little bit of the ivory around its face, and the Tahitian blue, or Tahitian tide. It's a really bright blue for his eyes. And that was my koala bear card. Okay, for the next card, I actually did 2 of the raccoon because I didn't like the way this one turned out. But I used the Beauty of Friendship, which is getting carried over into the new catalog, but the dies are not getting carried over. These trees are beautiful. I went ahead and I had to mask him because I wanted him in the front and the trees into the background, but I didn't like the way this grass turned out. This piece of cardstock in the back was from, I don't even know if they have any more of that or not. It's the 12 by 12 Beauty of Friendship. I think that's the name of it, but it goes with this stamp set here. But I used Granny Apple Green on the blends for that grass, and I just don't like the way that it turned out. But for the background, I used, I had it here. See if I can remember. Daffodil Delight on the top, and then I did some pumpkin pie, a little bit of Poppy Parade, and Granny Apple Green for the bottom down here. And I did the eyes and that Tahitian tide. I did a little bit of the ivory again on the tail, and then I just took the light gray granite, went around the outside, and I think that's about it for this card. I like everything, but I just don't like the way that grass turned out on this card here. So I thought, well, since that was just like, so I thought, let me try another one. So this card here, I used a bumblebee for the base, and again, this is from the Beauty of Friendship. I think that's the name of it, of the pattern paper. I ran it through the embossing folder Fern. I used the stitched rectangle dies, which are going to be in the new annual catalog. I cut out that inside piece there. And let's see, what else did I use for this? I used Forever Fern. I used this here in Bumblebee and stamped it out and die cut it. This leaf here was from the dies that go with the Forever Fern. This is actually getting carried over, thank God. And I used this leaf here. And what I did was I used this stamp here on the Beauty of Friendship, and I stamped off once in Granny Apple Green and then back on as you can see in some of these here, to give it so it wouldn't just be white. And then I just touched up in brown with a dauber with early espresso around the outside of that. And let's see, for the raccoon on this one, for the grass, so instead of using the blends, I used the Stampin' Up! Watercolor pencils. But I didn't use watercolor. I just used the pencil as is because I wasn't on watercolor paper, so I was afraid it would, you know, really bubble up on the basic white. So I used 3 colors of green for the watercolors pencils. Let's see. I used the Granny Apple Green, Garden Green, and a little bit of the Old Olive in there. And I think it turned out a lot better than using the blends. Now, you can also use take your dauber and use your your ink pad, and then just daub across, you know, the bottom there for your grass. And for the raccoon, I just run around the outside with the gray granite, the light gray granite. And actually his eyes, I had the blue in it, the Tahitian Tide blue, but it was just really, you really couldn't see it. So I took the chalk marker. That's not it. Actually, they say they're not going to have the chalk marker is not getting, it's not getting carried over. So I just took the chalk and went 2 little dots on the eyes to make them stand out, and that's what I did. So I think this card turned out better than this one, although I think I like the raccoon a little bit better on that one. So those are the cards that I made. I actually got several stamp sets here. I had stuff all over the place. So, like again, the catalog that you can purchase this set on starting May 3rd. I don't think you'll be sorry if you get it. They make great masculine cards. So I hope you enjoyed looking at the cards that I made. So I will probably be making I'm not sure if I'll use the Koala or maybe do the Panda. I'll be making a video, and that'll be coming out soon on them. So I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.